So according to Jennifer Harkins from the Washington Times, in an article posted on May 1st, 2013, only 28% of Americans label themselves as feminists, which is like a really small number compared to all the people who are currently living in the United States. The cultural artifact that I chose to bring in is like a clay example of the feminist symbol, which is also used as the Venus goddess symbol. It's supposed to symbolize a mirror. Feminism is commonly misinterpreted. A lot of people think that feminists are only like people, like women who are against men, and that's not true. Or they think that's like just a bunch of lesbians. That's not true. I don't fall under any of those categories, and I consider myself a feminist because I think everybody should be treated equally, and women still have are still not treated equally, or they don't get the same respect as men. First, I want to talk about about the meaning behind the symbol, and then I'm going to discuss how I identify with it. In the 1970s, this was chosen to represent the feminist movement because it's supposed to symbolize a mirror, and the mirror is supposed to reflect the pride a woman should have in herself. And I thought it was pretty interesting. The colors that are mostly associated with this symbol are purple and white, because purple and white are supposed to symbolize honesty, liberty, respect, purity. A lot of people choose to represent this symbol like through their clothing, jewelry, bags, and stuff like that. And I've actually seen some pretty cool tattoos about the symbol. And the 5 factors that I've gained from it are being open-minded towards new and different ideas, having more respect towards others, being more independent, like having more liberty. So I think that growing up in a Hispanic community has like really influenced my beliefs, because growing up, like I noticed that women weren't treated the same as men. Like for example, my family, it's like the guys have more rights than a girl does. My parents are more controlling over the girls, and I don't think that's fair. Like, you should treat your children equally, like the girl and the guy. And I think that really influenced my ideals, especially when I was like in middle school. We started talking about the women's rights movement, and that was like that really hit me. Like, oh, there's like women have gone a long way from the early 1800s, 1900s, but we still have a long way to go before we reach equality. And like, before, when I was like in high school, I wouldn't really like talk about what my feminist ideals, because I was like always scared. Because people would always, when the subject would come up, they're like, oh no, feminists are just this and that, and they would like say a lot of mean stuff about them. So I wouldn't really say that I supported those ideals because I was afraid people would judge me. But now, not that I don't care, but I don't let it affect me as much. It's like I'm proud to be a feminist because that's like keeping true who I am, and that's standing up for my beliefs. Yeah. Like I mentioned before, like women have come a long way from before, when they would just be expected to stay quiet and not speak up in the presence of a man. And I think it's really important that more women should speak up and fight for what they want to do in life, and not like let others put them down. Like I said before, like the values advocated are like having more respect towards others. Like every time I hear like like something that's different from me, like people have different beliefs, I try to gain their perspective on what they believe in first before like I make up my mind about it. I try not to like judge others on what they believe in or like what they choose to do. Because I know I don't like it when people judge me. It's like doesn't feel very good. So yeah, and I think it's important to be independent and not rely too much on others. 'Cause it's important for being your own person to be independent. And like I just said, like we I identify with this culture because I think it's important to you have like be with a group and have some unity and support. And a quote that really